What do social psychologists investigate? Investigate the role of social forces in interpersonal behavior, including aggression, prejudice, love, helping, conformity, and attitudes. Sports psychology does what? It applies the principles of psychology to enhance physical performance. What has always been the lifeblood of science and scientific progress? Diversity and debate. What year did psychology as a science begin? In 1879. What country did Wilhelm Wundt live in? Germany. Who established the first psychological laboratory? Wilhelm Wundt. What was Wilhelm Wundt's lab called? A psychological lab. What is introspection? Looking inward to monitor and report on the contents of consciousness. What was Wilhelm Wundt's method? His method was called introspection. Introspection. What is a metronome? It is a device used by musicians that marks time and a selected rate by giving a regular tick. What did Edward Titchener do? He brought his ideas to the United States of America and established a psychological laboratory. Where did Edward Titchener establish a psychological laboratory? In Cornell University. What type of a chemist was Titchener? He was a mental chemist. What is structuralism? Structuralism deals with the structure of mental life, the compounds of the mind. It is sought to identify the elements of thought through introspection and then determine how they combined to form the whole experience. And we no longer use it, though. What is functionalism? Structuralism's intellectual successor. It studied how the mind functions to adapt human and non-human animals to their environment. It declined. What influenced functionalism? Darwin's theory of evolution and natural selection. Who used the psychoanalytic approach? An Austrian physician named Sigmund Freud. What does psychoanalytic approach focus on? It focuses on the unconscious process and unresolved conflicts. What did Sigmund Freud believe? He believed many psychological problems are caused by the conflicts between acceptable behavior and unacceptable, unconscious sexual or aggressive motives. How did Sigmund Freud deal with unconscious conflicts? He dealt with it with a form of psychotherapy called talk therapy, called psychoanalysis. What are modern psychology's 7 major perspectives? Perspective 1 is the psychodynamic perspective. 2 is the behavioral perspective. 3, the humanistic perspective. 4, cognitive perspective. 5, biological perspective. 6, evolutionary perspective. And 7, socioculture perspective. What does the psychodynamic perspective focus on? Focuses on the unconscious dynamics, internal motives, conflicts, and childhood experiences. When did behavioral perspective come into play? It came into play in the early 1900s. What did behavioral perspective emphasize? The objective, observable, environmental influences on overt behavior. Who is acknowledged founder of behaviorism? His name is John B. Watson. What did John B. Watson adopt? He adopted Ivan Pavlov's concept of conditioning. Why did John B. Watson adopt Ivan Pavlov's concept of conditioning? To explain how behavior results from observable stimuli in the environment and observable responses, the behavioral stimuli.